illegal immigrants risking their lives in this way is frighteningly common.
It's a bit shocking, really.
For every clandestine found in his lorry, the driver and his company face a fine of up to £2,000. Over 6,000 lorries cross the English Channel every day, and the detection teams work round the clock to try and spot which ones may have something to hide.
One just gone over the top. There it is. I've never seen an unmarked one.
The intelligence hub selects most targets, but it's experience which has alerted Richard to this truck, and he decides it's worth searching.
Tyres in a fridge. I've never seen an unmarked fridge on an Omega Pills no unit before. Never. Especially with tyres in.
Smugglers often use awkward loads like tyres as cover, and so customs have developed X-ray machines big enough to scan an entire truck.
So we might end up scanning it. That's a brand spanking new fridge, and that's not a refrigerated load. A little bit odd.
The truck's under pressure to deliver, so this Polish driver isn't happy to learn his truck will have to be scanned. If it finds anything suspicious, it may have to be offloaded, which the driver's company will have to pay for.
They get a little bit aggy about it. They don't like the fact we do that.
The X-ray picks up an anomaly. There looks like there may be a secret compartment hidden in the floor. Richard needs to find out what it is, but he doesn't want to cost the driver money if he can avoid it.
No, I think it's in the floor.
Is it the floor? Yeah.
But what is it?
I think it's ribs.
I think we've got to make a decision as to whether this is worth offloading or not.
The team are all highly trained mechanics, so Richard decides to try to access the suspicious area from underneath.
So at the end of the day, are we going to charge him 150 quid to offload it and find nothing, or do we just make a judgment?
Pierwszy raz na Anglii, samochód jest i pewnie dlatego kontrol. Skoro muszą, to muszą.
Richard decides the truck doesn't need to be offloaded, and the happy driver can carry on and deliver his load. But on the bay next door, a white van has been pulled, and this time it's a hit. The van's full of cigarettes destined for the UK's black market, but not anymore. The drivers have been arrested and taken into custody.
They stopped the vehicle and questioned them, and whilst they questioned the driver, they went in the load and examined the load, and on opening a couple of boxes in one of the pallets, detected large quantities of cigarettes.
It's a serious crime, but their efforts to avoid detection aren't quite so easy to take seriously.
Rather flimsy design in a vain hope that we wouldn't detect these, but it's kind of laughable. But aluminium trays, I don't know whether they were hoping our X-ray eyes wouldn't go through them, or it just seems, you know, at the end of the day it's a cardboard box with cigarettes in it, and we were going to find them. So.
In just one van load, the officers have seized over 1 million illegal cigarettes. On his 12-hour night shift, Alex has stopped a truck carrying salad, which unusually doesn't have a date stamp. It's small mistakes like this which can catch out smugglers.
It's hard to see though from the paperwork, right? His paperwork is pretty duff here.
The state of the trailer makes Alex suspect it may have something to hide. The driver's annoyed at being delayed, claiming the delay will ruin his perishable salad and he won't get paid.
Okay, chef, we give you document.
But a trailer like this must be searched properly.
No problema. Stop pretending no problema. Okay, chef, we're going to take a look, yeah? So go to the ramp. But in the driver's attitude as well, you know, when I tried to direct him to the bays, he's trying to tell me he's got to be in Birmingham by 8 o'clock in the morning. We all know what the traffic's like.
Smugglers use any space they can to evade customs detection. Alex has seen plenty of dodgy vehicles and thinks this may be yet another.
There's screws missing. I mean, it'd be a pretty obvious one, but stranger things have happened.
As the excitement builds amongst the team, in the bay next door, another team have made a shocking find.
Yeah, is it possible to get immigration to the base, please? We've got one illegal at the moment.
This team have just found a clandestine concealed underneath the vehicle. you look from underneath the back of the lorry, you can just see a leg sticking out.
The shocked driver appears to know nothing about the illegal stowaway, who's still hiding under the truck.
Well, I was just checking the floor of the trailer from back, and I was just shining my torch along the underneath the trailer, and I could see a person's leg, a pair of jeans or something underneath the trailer. It's just someone sitting on top of the axles. It's a bit shocking, really.
Illegal immigrants risking their lives in this way is frighteningly common. Officers manage to gently persuade the stowaway out of his freezing hiding place.
That's it.
Yep.
Well, 5 pallet.
Right.
5 pallet.
Yes.
Scared and cold, the man is surrounded and detained. Next, officers make sure he isn't going to pose a threat to them or himself.
Right, so this is near Northampton. This is
You got knife?
Bristol.
You have no Bristol knife?
No pistol?
960 kilometres.
A detention notice will be issued by the immigration authorities, and then Group 4 will come detain the person until the immigration authorities actually can come and process him in the morning, which isn't too far away now.
It's a somber end to a long night, especially for this man and the driver.
You know, just shine my torch and everyone just knows it's a clandestine, we know it's an immigrant. When I say I've seen quite a few, so the driver's more shocked than me. And when we showed him, you could see he was quite upset, really.
The driver's truck appeared to be the perfect cover for this illegal immigrant, but his long journey will end in a night behind bars. Meanwhile, the angry behaviour of the driver on the other rummage bay means his truck will be x-rayed. Ben's team are now hopeful they too will find something. The delayed driver's behaviour is the other reason they decided to scan the lorry.
The driver's attitude isn't doing himself any favours at the moment still, so... And obviously, although we've done the outsides and looked at the structure of the vehicle, it's always handy to have a second opinion, which is what this kind of gives us.
The team were initially convinced this was going to be a job, but it's looking like the team who found the illegal immigrant have had all the excitement for tonight. The scan quickly shows that the floor is clean and the cargo of salad can be on its way.
And this vehicle here that we've intercepted today is in connection with a heroin job that they intercepted last week.
With information suggesting links to a previous heroin seizure, sniffer dog Millie and handler Nikki are brought in to speed up the search.
I've got a few of my colleagues having a look at the moment. There could be either a concealment space in there or, even better, a large quantity of money going outward bounds.
The driver isn't happy. Dealing with angry drivers is a daily hazard.
I don't have no rights. That's my home. I sleep there. I'm not letting dogs fur all over my bed. Simple.
When the dog starts there, you can go in and have a look around. If you want to make a play,
I have dogs. Dogs walk the shit. I live their own walls. They have no shit.
The officers have the power, but they're trying to respect the man's wishes.
Well, if you're telling me you're going to put that dog on, I want her to say that you are allergic to it. I am saying I do not want that dog to go in that job.
Yeah, I mean,
it's my right, and I'm asking you not to put the dog in, and you're saying you are, by law, you can't, so I want you to give me a black and white. Is that fair?
That's fair, I can go and get you
Listen, see dogs, I love dogs up. I have no bar with dogs. No problem with dogs.
Okay, well,
it's my pet.
I know what you're saying exactly, all right? Calm down a little bit.
With the information linked to a previous heroin job, the driver's reluctance to let Millie into his truck is raising suspicions.
As soon as I get this letter, then we can get on with it over there.
If Millie finds drugs, dog hair on his pillow will be the least of the driver's problems. With the law on their side, the team can now get on with searching the truck.
We'll put the dog in now. Do you want to come and see us through stages? Okay.
The intelligence team selected this truck to be searched in relation to a recent heroin seizure. Sniffer dog Millie is looking for drugs or cash which may be connected to crime.
This guy's Irish. Recently we've had quite a few jobs from Irish vehicles coming into the country, largely being Class A.
Searching a massive truck like this can take hours, but sniffer dogs like Millie can do it in a matter of minutes.
Come on in. Millie.
With the cab search over, Millie checks the driver.
Okay, that's great, thank you. Good girl. No, I didn't get anything from that. Didn't go in the load because it's frozen meat, so just did the outside in the cab.
That's great, sir. Sorry about that. We've done with the dog now, so what I'll do...
If the driver didn't want Millie in his cab, he certainly doesn't want her in his trailer full of meat, and the officers decide to search it themselves. They find nothing, and the truck is free to go, for now.
Okay, thanks very much for your time.
Lorry searches do take time, and the officers are well versed in dealing with drivers upset at the delay. Round the clock, the UK Border Agency has a presence at the port of Calais in France.
Good boy. Up here, mate, up here. Good boy, in this one.
With the aid of sniffer dogs, officers operate in force to protect the UK borders from clandestines, immigrants who attempt to enter the UK illegally. In the past 12 months, officers searched more than 1 million freight vehicles and found over 29,000 immigrants attempting to come into the UK. Fergus is starting to show signs he can smell human presence.
Is this an indication, would you say?
Kind of. It's more of a disturbance indication, which means either the driver or one of our staff has checked the vehicle and there's some form of human scent still around there. Cheers, mate. Wait. Which one go find?
This time, nobody is found. Officer Alex has continued the search of freight vehicles using sniffer dog wax. And it doesn't take long before Wax makes one of his trademark indications. Wax's highly sensitive nose appears to have made a positive indication for human presence just above the lorry's wheel arches.
Good boy. Good lad. At least one clandestine on top of the pannier. So you've got a box that holds pallets, wooden pallets for loading. And there's a gap in between the top of the metal box that holds the pallets and the actual trailer itself. So they're just laying on top of the pannier. Good boy. And what I'll do now is I'll get the dog out of the way and the guys can take a look.
Alex is delighted with Wax's find. The driver of the lorry, less so.
Okay, driver, you stay there. Okay, yeah.
For every clandestine found in his lorry, the driver and his company face a fine of up to £2,000.
Come on, they come. Come on. 1, 2, 3. Count 4 pairs of shoes here. Okay.
Right, we've called for assistance from the office and we'll have someone come down to help us get them off the vehicle, and we'll keep them contained until the French police come down.
5 people are eventually found hiding underneath the lorry. It's a significant find, but for Wax, it's all a big game.
Dog's happy. He's got his tennis ball, which is what he does it for.
The clandestines are lined up as they wait for the French authorities to come and process them. For some of them, this was their 3rd attempt at getting into the UK.
The French police have taken them away to the station in the port here. They will process them and then they'll possibly interview them to ascertain whether they can be removed from France back to their country of origin.
It's been another successful night all round, due in no small part to sniffer dog Wax. Border agency officers work tirelessly to check vehicles entering the country for illegal items. Today, a British passenger has just arrived home after driving back from a holiday in the south of Spain.
Are you travelling with anyone else at all?
I went over there with my dad, but he just didn't drive back really.
Okay. What's your dad doing now?
He's still there, getting drunk.
Okay. Do you have any cigarettes, any tobacco goods at all? What type of cigarettes?
Sniffer dog Cheska is brought in to assess the man's car for any cash or traces of drugs. Large sums of cash brought into the country is checked to see whether it has links to criminal activity.
Sorry, Amy, she's got €1,000 in the vehicle. Do you want
Right.
to go?
Yes, please.
Okay, if you can just do that.
Yeah, just wait 1 second
Sorry,
until I
mate.
finish the car. Thank you.
Would that be everything else?
Okay, Mick, do you want to get that money out?
The man fetches an envelope of cash from the front of the car. Suspiciously, he also brings out some sugar in a plastic bag.
So it's €1,000. So oh, it's more than €1,000. My father's asked me to bring it home. So how much is it then?
€3,000.
3,000. Okay, and whose money is that?
That's my father's. He thought he was going to need more than he did.
With the man's story starting to change, Cheska is brought in to do a thorough check inside the car.
Come here. Come here. Good girl.
And it doesn't take long for her to make an indication on something hidden deep within the boot. As the evidence starts to rack up, officers move in to examine what Cheska has found. Concealed in the side of the boot is an envelope containing a further £1,400 in cash.
It could be various reasons. It could be if he's got something else in the car. It might be money for bringing drugs in. He's put it in the car to try and hide it so it doesn't get picked up. Obviously, now we're going to have a little bit look further to see if we can find anything else in the car.
As officers continue with a thorough search, there are growing concerns about the man's erratic behaviour.
He's laughing. You can hear this tapping in the background. That's him throwing this bag of sugar. People try and look and try and act normally, but in fact it just doesn't look normal, does it? So his story, the way he's acting, the dog indication, the concealment in the car, it all points in a very, very strong direction of there's something concealed in the car.
Swab tests are conducted on the steering wheel and on a bag of sugar the man has been clutching. Officers want to find out whether he's come into contact with any drugs.
So this will read different types of drugs, basically everything that is prohibited coming in. Nothing on the steering wheel, so this one's come off the bag of sugar. And there's no trace on either of it. So maybe it is just sugar. It's a bit worrying if he's lobbing half a kilo of coke around just in the car.
Despite no trace of drugs, officers are still concerned the man isn't telling the whole truth. The search of the car is taken to the next level. Further suspicious information comes to light that the car actually belongs to the man's godfather.
Can I pin you down more to what your godfather? Because this is his car that you're in.
Yeah.
Because this money's been found, which we'll talk about in a minute. What can you tell me about it? Is he your father's friend? Is he
He's just very, very from my father's best friend.
Is he retired?
I've no idea. I barely even talk to the man.
Why is that? Drive
Just Dad's car. I don't know. I was just barely Dad's friend, isn't it? I've just got nothing really in common with him, you know.
The man claims to know nothing about the cash found in the boot of his godfather's car. Despite a number of suspicious signs, with no concrete evidence, officers are forced to release the man with all of his cash.
The outcome's very frustrating because there's something not right there. The officers had a good look at the vehicle, and what more can they do, really? And that's the frustration.